Hello and welcome to Media and Information Literacy. I am Armin Rose and I will be your guide as we go through the concepts of this course. This is Part 3, Types of Media. First, let us define information. Information is data that's been collected, processed, and interpreted in order to be presented in a usable form. A broad term that can cover processed data, knowledge derived from study, experience, instruction, signals, or symbols. In the media world, information is often used to describe knowledge of specific events or situations that have been gathered or received by communication, intelligence, or news reports. When collecting information, we have to ask questions. The purpose of the questions: who, what, where, when, why, and how, are to identify the person, to know about something, to locate a place, to know a specific date and time, to state the reason for the action, and the way or manner in which things are done. The importance of these questions is to gather information. When searching for information, you need to ask the following questions. Why do you need this information? Where do you search for the information? How do you acquire and store information? How will you determine the quality and accuracy of the information that you have? How do you use the information that you've gathered? And how will you communicate the information? When you've answered these questions, these will form the stages or the elements of information literacy. The first stage is identifying and recognizing information needs. The second stage is determining the sources of information. The third stage is citing or searching for information. The fourth stage is analyzing or evaluating the quality of information. The fifth stage is organizing, storing, or archiving information. The sixth stage is using information in an ethical, efficient, and effective way. And the seventh stage is creating and communicating new knowledge. Information literacy, therefore, is a set of individual competencies needed to identify, evaluate, and use information in the most ethical, efficient, and effective way across all domains, occupations, and professions. It refers to the ability to recognize when information is needed and to locate, evaluate, effectively use, and communicate information in its various formats. This is a group work we will be doing in class. Please take time to pause this video and read the instructions so you can prepare for it during our lesson. The ethical use of information. There are times when you need to share information that you have acquired from various sources written by different authors. It is inevitable to directly quote their words in order to preserve their meaning. However, quoting someone else's words without giving credit to the author essentially gives an impression that you're claiming ownership of the words they have said. This is called plagiarism. Plagiarism is using people's words and ideas without clearly acknowledging the source of the information. Common knowledge are facts that can be found in numerous places and are likely to be widely known. Examples of common knowledge. Rodrigo Duterte is the current president of the Philippines. This is generally known information. You do not need to document this fact. Interpretation. You must document facts that are not generally known or ideas that interpret facts. Example of an interpretation. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player ever to have played the game. This idea is not a fact, but an interpretation or an opinion. You need to cite the source. Quotation is using someone's words directly. When you use a direct quote, place the passage between quotation marks and document the source according to a standard documenting style. Example, according to John Smith in the New York Times, quote, 37% of all children under the age of 10 live below the poverty line. End quote. You need to cite the source. Paraphrase is to use someone's ideas, but rephrasing them in your own words. Although we'll use your own words to paraphrase, you must still acknowledge and cite the source of the information. Fair use of information. Plagiarism has legal implications. While ideas themselves are not copyrightable, the artistic expression of an idea automatically falls under copyright when it is created. Under fair use, small parts may be copied without permission from the copyright holder. However, even under fair use, in which you can use some parts of the material for academic or nonprofit purposes, you must attribute the original source. What is considered fair use is rather subjective and can vary from country to country. Strategies in avoiding plagiarism. Submit your own work for publication. You need to cite even your own work. Put quotation marks around everything that comes directly from the text and cite the source. Paraphrase, but be sure that you are not simply rearranging or replacing a few words and cite the source. Keep a source journal, a notepad, or note cards. Annotated bibliographies can be especially beneficial. Use the style manual in properly citing sources, and get help from the Writing Center or library. Reflection 4. What are the characteristics of an information literate individual? Are you an information literate person? What makes you say so? Be sure to write these in your reflection journals. Media literacy. Media are the physical objects used to communicate with, or the mass communication through physical objects such as radio, television, computers, film, etc. It also refers to any physical object used to communicate messages. Types of media. Print media is media consisting of paper and ink, reproduced in a printing process that is traditionally mechanical. Broadcast media is media that will reach target audiences using airwaves as a transmission medium. And new media, or digital media, is content organized and distributed on digital platforms. Media convergence is the coexistence of traditional and new media. It is the coexistence of print media, broadcast media, the internet, mobile phones, as well as others, allowing media content to flow across various platforms. It is the ability to transform different kinds of media into digital code, which is then accessible by a range of services, for example, from a personal computer to the mobile phone, thus creating a digital communication environment. Here we have several examples of media convergence in several platforms and specific examples. Media convergence in communication in the social network platform could be in the Facebook, Instagram functionality of social media. In education, we have the learning management system. Example is the Google Classroom or Edmodo. In commercial products, we have advertisement as a platform where digitized print ads can be seen across different platforms. In news, we can have media convergence through a news agency, wherein a newspaper that still publishes through print and have an online portal, like website, or others with multimedia contents. And in entertainment, we have a multimedia personality. This is a person who has a television show, who publishes a book, a music record, appears in movies, endorses commercial products, or peddles product line, and has a multimedia game, or does concerts. Here are two examples of multimedia personalities from the United States and the Philippines. I'm sure you know who they are. Media content producers should follow a code of ethics that prohibits the use of abusive or discriminatory material based on race, ethnicity, age, gender, physical ability, or marital status. I do not own the pictures seen in this video. Credit for these pictures belong to their owners. The ideas discussed in this video are based on the content standards of the Department of Education. Thank you for watching and see you in the next lesson.